On tonight's episode of the Libra Lounge with Keisha, we will catch up with the Potomac Housewives and exactly why are 50 Cent and Oprah having beef. Thanks for joining us, and this is the Libra Lounge with Keisha. Happy Wednesday, everyone, and welcome to the Libra Lounge with Keisha. Do we have any show announcements?
Just happy holidays.
That was like the whitest thing in the world to say. I swear you have a bucket over there of silly things that white people say, and you just pick and grab little things. You just like happy holidays.
Well, isn't it nice?
You know what? I tell you what. Happy holidays. This is what I'm going to do for any of our single female viewers. If you are single this Christmas and you need a white guy to take home with you, one who is educated, has a job, has his own vehicle, he has his own place, he's not staying with his mama and them, his cousin them, his sister and them, none of that. For just $29.99 per day, I will let you have producer James and take him to Christmas dinner with you. Yes.
Okay.
I put the price up. Last year it was like $1.99.
Yeah.
So I think we're getting better. He's worth a little bit more. He lost a little weight. He's looking a little trim in the waist. So, we're going to bump his price up a little bit.
Well, I'm glad you priced me right about what a street blowjob is. I appreciate that.
They're actually just a little bit more. Now,
That's
during
not
the
what you
holiday
told me.
months, blowjobs cost a little bit more.
That's not what you told me when I came to collect.
Anyway, so we want to say congratulations to Rebecca Melton, who was the winner of our baking contest that we had last week here at the boutique for our Sugar Wasted Girls Night Out. So the winner of this contest, I don't know how you describe that cheesecake. I mean, I don't even know what flavor it was.
I found out it is an pecan caramel pear.
Really?
Yeah.
And what does she make that crust out of? The ashes of men.
Yeah.
Because it's so good. I think there's baby tears in that cream because it's so good. She won the baking contest. And I've never felt like a cheesecake that was so heavy. That cheesecake, that weighed like 30 pounds.
It's heavy as hell.
It was really heavy as hell. And because of that cheesecake, I'm more heavy as hell than I was last week. Thank you, Rebecca, for that.
Well, it's funny. Every time she brings one, she literally like fills it where it's literally
it's about to
brimming
like
over.
come over. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
It's overflowing the aluminum.
So we what did you call it?
It's overflowing the aluminum.
Okay, I thought you said aluminum.
No.
Every now and then he makes fun of the way my mom says things. So then he can no longer say the word correctly. For example, I thought he was making fun of her with aluminum because she says what? Aluminum?
Aluminum.
Aluminum, yeah.
2 syllables.
Yes.
Num.
Yes. It took him 2 years to gather the ability to be able to say ridiculous correctly because he made fun of my mom. I think we talked about this too. So much because she says, I can't even say it that wrong. How do you?
She says ridiculous.
Yeah, so basically a Harry Potter spell is how she said ridiculous. But he made fun of this poor old black woman for so long, he couldn't even say it right himself. It took it took you a while. You have to go to speech therapy to learn how to do it again.
Yeah, it's about 3 months.
3 months in speech therapy?
Yep.
I'm just kidding. He did not go to speech therapy. So, anywho, we want to give a shout out to Oreo Special Treats tonight. Please go follow them on Facebook. Later on in our last segment, I'm going to tell you why your dog will keep thanking you for these delicious treats that are not only good, but they are super healthy. Let's just say Sushi's in a better mood. And I mean, that's just, I don't know.
That's priceless.
That really, I mean, yeah, for him to just not be an asshole to James, I don't know. What would you actually pay? If you could pay any amount of money for Sushi to stop chasing you down when you get home, stop barking at you when you get home, or if you move, or if you look at me, or, bite you every night before you get into bed.
I think I'd probably pay about half of everything I have because that's what it would cost in the divorce after I stomped on him in front of you.
What?
You just asked me what it would cost.
Remember earlier in the show when I said you have a bowl with things that white people say and you just pick? That was one of them. You said something about killing a dog. Black people don't kill dogs
Just
unless
that dog.
it's like
Michael
a fighting
Vick.
ring
Yeah,
and something like
exactly.
that.
It's a car battery attached to their nuts or something.
White
like that.
people, y'all boil animals on the stove. Fatal Attraction, Glenn Close. He's trying to put sushi in a pot, you guys. No, black people, I mean, we only kill animals if we fight them. But, for a profit, right?
And a Hall of Fame ring, I'm sure.
Oh, don't even get me started on that one. So, if you're a friend of the Libra Lounge, you know what time it is. It's time for the gab.
We know she has a really big mouth, which sounds kind of dirty, and that's probably true too. Let's gossip. The Gab with Keisha.
All right, so if you're following the Libra Lounge with Keisha on social media, I announced yesterday that Real Housewife of Potomac star Robin Dixon and her ex-husband, Juan Dixon, recently got engaged. Talk about second time around. You watched that show. Did you think they were going to get back together?
I didn't think they were apart. I mean, they still live
well,
together.
They still live. Well, when both parties are broke and have kids, you kind of have to live together. I mean, it just makes it easier for everybody. Why am I over here struggling trying to pay rent? You over there struggling? Let's just live together. You know how black people do. We will be married to somebody for 55 years without actually having married them.
Yeah. And you'll be divorced from somebody for 35 years
without actually getting the divorce. Yes, that's just how we do. So anyway, here's a really quick backstory. Juan was a professional, NBA player, so that you know what that means. His ass cheated until he got caught. He had women overseas, in the same town as he and Robin where they lived, and then he got cut, then he got broke, they got a divorce, and here we are again. They are getting married, but there's also a rumor that Robin is pregnant. And there's been a couple of pictures that I've seen on social media that make me think, well, maybe he knocked her up. And you know what they say is a lot fucking cheaper to keep her. 3 kids, that's a lot of child support money.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not dating a person that has 3 kids because I'm selfish. I want for my man to spend all of his coins on me, not on his kids with another woman. Remember, James used to be married to another woman, y'all?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can't forget it.
No, because that child support, when it hit that direct deposit every month, they take that automatic withdrawal. Yes, that is a good fucking way to be reminded that you used to be with someone else and you had a baby with them. Would you do it all over again?
No.
He only saying that so I let him come home.
Yeah, I don't know how to answer that question in front of you.
Okay, so here's the thing. Do you think once a couple gets divorced, should they even think about coming back together again?
I think so. I mean, think about people who break up and then come back together and stay together forever. Maybe when they were younger, they were dumb. What have we said? You're not really ready for anything until you're 30.
Yeah, my advice, which we all know my advice is golden, so I'm going to give this free tidbit to you guys tonight. Did you see I did it in my British accent?
I did.
My British accent's getting a lot better.
Yeah.
Anywho, so do not buy a house, do not get married, do not have kids until you are at least 31. And I say 31 because everyone says, well, 30. No, you're still fucking up a little bit when you're 30. But 31, then it's time to do those things like that. See, if producer James had waited in his 30s to get married, I would be his only wife. But no. I'm like, what about number 2, number 3?
Oh my God, you're number 2. Jesus.
But I don't know, because let's say you and I had 3 kids and we got a divorce. I mean, I'm gonna hope that you take the kids with you. Number 1. So I hate you and I hate our kids that we had together. I don't know. I think you're right. I think they were young, and then when you're young and rich, that's a lot of mistakes. I mean, they had a house in Potomac, which is one of the richest cities in. Wait, I don't know. I kind of made that up. Is it? It's rich, but is it one of the richest?
I don't think it's the richest. Like, there's Beverly Hills.
No, I think it's actually richer than Beverly Hills. I made that up, but it sounds right. Potomac, Maryland. Isn't that about Martha's Vineyard? Is it the same state?
I have no idea.
We don't know what we're talking about. But anyway,
you're
they were rich.
So far out your ass right now.
I am. They were rich, but then they was black, young, and rich. That's a recipe for disaster.
That's the worst. And an NBA player?
No. Look, black people don't
no
need to be
I'm
rich
sure.
until they're like 70 because we don't know how to act. No, we like I was like, oh, I want $1 million. Can you put like 50,000 as wallpaper? That's the kind of shit that black people do when we get a lot of money all of a sudden. We don't know how to act. What's it saying, nigger rich? We don't know. It's in our blood. It's in our DNA. That's the kind of shit that we do. Like literally, I would go out there and say, I would only have Tim's on. I've never worn a pair of Tim's in my whole life, but if I get a lot of money, that's what I'm gonna do. What kind of car am I gonna drive if we get rich?
You're gonna drive a Land Rover attached to a Land Rover, pulling a Bentley,
and they're gonna be pink.
Yep.
That's the kind we do stupid shit with money. That's why black people. That's why we stay broke.
It's like in Squidbillies. You're gonna have a truck.
Ugh, those things are gross. I can't. I was talking to someone the other day about them. The lady, the squid thing who's on the walker, she's disgusting. Like, she looks like an angry vagina. Like, she looks like an angry vagina with a yeast infection. That is what she looks like. Am I lying? It's even green. She looks like pus.
She's
like
purple.
Vagina pus. That is what she is. Oh, but she wears glasses.
Grandma's purple.
It's a purple pus. Like, it doesn't matter. You cannot clean this up. That show is disgusting. We're not going to even talk about the lady who weighs like 700 pounds. And she only wears a bra and panties.
Pretty much.
And then I'm trying to get goddamn plastic surgeon, and this bitch just sitting in her house, and she's got her rolls all out, and she's in her, and she has a man.
She has many men on that show.
But you know what? Usually people, I've studied this. People that are 600 pounds and up always have a mate. They do.
Well, yeah, usually somebody who's trapped in the house with them.
Yes, but still a mate.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, okay, all right, so moving right along. Now, this is something that I never thought that I would have to hear about or read. Can we even say that 50 Cent is a rapper anymore? He's really not.
When's his last album?
I don't know. Let me see. Now he's kind of doing the acting thing. He's on that show Power. And you know what? He actually made the majority of his fortune from an energy drink, not even from hip hop.
Which one was that?
I don't remember the name of it. But remember there was a commercial, even Joan Rivers, may she rest in peace. She was on one of the commercials.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they went out of business or whatever. They probably changed the name or some shit like that. Anywho, so 50 Cent and his petty ass, which I love. He is petty as fuck on social media. He has a bone to pick with Oprah. Okay, you know, Oprah, going against Oprah, I don't think I would go against Oprah.
I don't think. Going against Oprah
can ruin your career, and you can wind up floating in a river.
Going against her is like going against Eminem. You're going to get the first jab in. After that,
right, you're
done. It's a flood of uppercuts.
Yeah. And then if you go, here's the thing. If you go up against Eminem, that's just going to be some funny shit that we all, knew was going to happen. But Oprah, you could ruin your career. You know what I mean? Your mate can leave you. Like, you talk bad about Oprah. Like, you cannot do that.
Yeah, where's that guy that wrote that, 1,000 Little Pieces? I don't think he was allowed around paper anymore.
Look, remember that one time the whole country was mad at Oprah because of the beef or something like that? We all still eating beef.
Yeah.
See? Because you don't go against Oprah. But 50 Cent, I kind of have to agree with him on this one. So Oprah has a new, a documentary. Is that what you would call it? It's not a documentary, though.
It's like maybe like a investigative journalism.
That's what it is. What producer Dave said. Every now and then he says something good, says something right. Okay. So, and it's going to be called #MeToo. And it's going to focus on all of these powerful men sexually harassing, raping, and all these claims that young ladies have had, like with Harvey Weinstein. What's the little nerdy director who they say he's been like, he married his adopted
Woody Allen.
Woody, yes. Okay. So this show is only focusing on Michael Jackson. And who's the other one?
Oh, I don't.
R. Kelly. Oh, God.
R. Kelly, yeah.
And his pissing on people's ass. Yeah, it's only going to focus on them. So 50's like, why are you only drawing attention to the black men with these allegations and not spotlighting the white men and these allegations? And you know what? Social media is agreeing with 50 on this one. Like, why not do all of them or do one black, one white?
Yeah, it seems like a pretty, one, R. Kelly's an easy target because there's been so much about him. And
then it's going to be that black guy who's probably pissing on like a 18-year-old girl. That's a good way to spot out R. Kelly, just in case you don't know how he looks.
But I mean, and Michael Jackson was never convicted. I mean, of course, people talked about it forever. But yeah, if you don't talk about Bill Cosby and Harvey Weinstein, then where's your content? What are you really addressing? And
I know.
And she has been really quiet on Harvey Weinstein.
She has.
Because they were friends.
And she was also close to the Cosbys. And
she's been real quiet on them.
Oprah, maybe, just maybe, sit this one out. Let me do it, because people don't like me any fucking way. So just let me do it. Get your name out of it so 50 will leave you alone. And oh my God, can you imagine if 50 Cent started a social media war with me? Like, I would be 99 and still going back and forth with 50 Cent. Neither one of us would ever let it go. Ever.
No, because y'all two don't block people.
Oh, hell no. No. I don't say something and block.
Right. Yeah.
No.
You've been blocked by reality stars.
I have.
Yeah.
I don't understand why these people have blocked me when all I did was tell the fucking truth. That one girl does have a big ass head, right? Yep. Candace? And her wig is too big. I don't understand, but maybe it's because I call her fucking stupid. Maybe it's because I call her a goddamn crybaby. Maybe it's because I said we don't want to hear any more about your white husband and his brown dick. Maybe it was one of those.
I think it might have been when you called her a Monchichi.
Oh, yeah, they call her Monchichi. Yeah. She looks like a Monchichi. Again, only telling the truth. So I'm hoping that Oprah decides to sit down with Fitty and they kind of talk this out. And you know what? I have a feeling that if Fitty tried pretty hard, he could get in Oprah's panties. Right? I'm serious. I bet you he'll have Oprah requesting him to send her dick pics. I heard Fitty's pretty big. Yeah. I mean, and then sometimes when he wears like the gray warm-up pants.
So what happened to Stedman?
They ain't married.
Oh, they're not married?
Because Oprah's smart.
Oh.
She don't want to share her fucking money. That's how I would have been too. But now I got to share everything my broke ass has with you. Thanks a lot, James. Okay, so when we get back, before we go, because producer James is going to kill me if I don't say it, make sure you are following us on Instagram and Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also subscribe to us on iTunes, TuneIn app, and the Laughable app. Anywhere else?
Soon coming to iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio,
And be a patron on Patreon.
Because you get, like, producer James says, if you become a Patreon, you get, like, special shit.
It's become a patron. You don't become a Patreon. You become a patron.
Okay. Become a patron.
There you go.
Is that correct?
Yes. Okay,
so what are the packages to become a patron?
So you've got the basic $5 package, which gets you 5% off at the boutique, in-store or online. $10,
really?
Yeah.
Don't tell my friends that shit because you know them. They always looking for a discount.
Yeah. I'm kidding. So the $10 a month for 10% off.
Okay.
As well as Libra Lounge merchandise. And we go all the way up
Libra Lounge merchandise is our Bitch Please t-shirts, one that has our logo on it, and what is the other one with the middle finger up? Girl Power or something like that? Yeah. Okay.
I mean, and if you really want, you can go up to the $50, which gets you an hour a month with Keisha, talking to her directly, getting life advice, talking, joking, whatever you want.
And for how much is it?
That's $50 a month.
I really hate the producer James is sitting here telling y'all a lie, because if you think I'm meeting any of y'all for just $50, you have another thing coming. Taxes. Plus tax.
Plus tax.
Plus tax for that one, yes. Okay. All righty. When we get back, we have a really inspirational story that I cannot wait for you guys to hear. So stick with the Libra Lounge. We'll be right back. Sassy Class Boutique is the hot spot for your fashion, beauty, and home decor desires. We celebrate women of all shapes and sizes with our trendy collection of regular and plus-size clothing. Looking for the right accessories? We have upcycled Louis Vuitton handbags, vegan purses, and jewelry to add sass to your class. We also offer health and beauty products from salon-quality hair care to cruelty-free makeup. Our edgy home decor items will make you the envy of all of your neighbors. Sassy Class Boutique also offers custom items like shirts, hats, and other gifts for any occasion. All of our vendors are female-owned small businesses, and together we are Sassy Class Boutique. Located at 3709 Fatter Drive in Dixon, Texas, 77539. Or shop anytime with us at www.sassyclassboutique.com.
The Libra Lounge with Keisha. Keisha.
Welcome back to the Libra Lounge with Keisha. I just want to go ahead before we forget, wish everyone happy holidays, like producer James tried to say earlier, but it wasn't appropriate when he was trying to say it. So producer James, tell everyone happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
And we're going to be on a short hiatus. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think for the week of Christmas, we're going to take a week off.
And the week after that,
and then
too.
come back and hit it ultra hard.
He going to be up. So we are adding another show, and it's going to be called Petty Politics. It's going to be a podcast between myself and Professor and City Councilman Sean Skipworth. He's smart, and I guess it'll just be like him teaching political science to a group of third graders. That's about, yeah, I think that's about fair, because that's about where my knowledge, my realm of knowledge with politics goes. So it's sure to be a hoot. So make sure to look out for when we're going to air and debut, all that good stuff, because we don't know yet, do we?
It'll be in January for sure. But
like I said, we don't just anyway.
Stay tuned.
Is he single?
White bucket, the little bucket where you pick out stuff that white people say and you just go with it.
Okay, here's one. I'm sorry, I can't give you a loan. Where's my TV?
Oh, so stupid.
Why'd you take all the silverware? Any more white things I can say?
Gotta know. Keep going.
I think I'm good now.
That's what I thought. Alrighty, so we want to introduce and welcome Jenna Tubbs to the Libra Lounge studio.
Hello.
That's all you're gonna say?
How are you?
She's trying to act shy.
I am.
Okay, so why don't you tell our audience who you are and what career you have?
My name is Jenna Tubbs, and I am originally from Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
I moved down here 22 years ago to pursue my profession of athletic training. I work for a local hospital, and I'm contracted out to a high school here in town, and I've had that same job for 22 years.
Has my child ever come down there faking like she has an injury, even though she don't play sports?
No.
Okay, thank God. Okay, great. All right, so what is the best thing about your job?
I think the best thing about my job is I was raised around sports, so I love sports, but I was never really good at sports, and I love helping people, so I like to still be around the athletic population. I didn't think I ever wanted to work with high school kids. I thought I'd want to work at the college level, but it's actually very rewarding, and this week has been so fun because all these kids are coming back from college, and they come in, and I actually got to work out with a couple of them, because as we'll talk about later on, I was not very active for a long time. And now that I'm active, I was in the gym, and one of my kids came in and was like, "Look at you, Miss Tubbs." And
basically, you shot the shit out of her.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, she kept grabbing my waist like, "Oh my God, look at you. And so it's cool to see all these kids come back and talk to us about college,
right.
Things that you never would imagine coming out of a kid's mouth is, college classes and, attending class. And,
yeah.
And so that's my favorite part is just working with kids. And because of my transformation, I never realized I was a role model. I never thought of myself as a role model. But now to see how my transformation has affected them, and they talk to me a lot about nutrition and stuff that we had never talked about in the past, and so it's cool that they kind of equate me as an athlete now too. Right. And so that's the great part is just really relating to the kids, and I don't have children of my own. People always ask me, do you have kids? And like I say I have about 5,000, right? Because not just the current athletes, but my former athletes that I'm still, like I said, I've been there 22 years. And I still am now friends with a lot of them.
So you said 5,000 kids? I can make that 5,001. If my daughter keeps on with her shit, I'm just going to send her right to me over there. She can bring the car with her. She can bring all of her bedroom stuff, all of her clothes. You can have that extra one. Okay, so if you had to describe yourself using 4 words, how would you do that?
Okay, this was a hard one. I came up with 3, and then I had to phone a friend. I phoned several of my friends and said, I need 4 words to describe me. And a lot of them said authentic. And I think because I just say what the fuck's on my mind.
Right, yeah. I know someone like that too.
I've always been an authentic person. Somebody else told me loyal because I'm pretty loyal to my friends, until you do me wrong. And then outgoing. Put me in a room of 300 people and I'll walk away knowing probably 299 of them. And inspiring. That's what a couple of my other girlfriends had said, because of my journey and what I've been through, that I'm inspiring. They threw some other words out there that I like, beautiful and caring and compassionate, some of those things that I don't even sometimes see in myself still. But it was nice to ask my girlfriends to see what they had to say.
Your friends sound really nice. Can you possibly just ask them for a favor so they can call me and tell me I'm beautiful, loyal, inspiring, all those kind of things? Because my friends would not describe me that way.
I'll have them send you a text every couple
That'd be
of hours.
Great for my self-esteem. All right, so a few years ago, something happened that altered your life forever. Do you want to share that with our audience?
Sure.
Okay.
And on September 25th, 2005, I was out hanging out with some people and at a bar, of course, getting drunk. And this guy invited me to go to the beach. Well, actually, he was going to drive me home in my own car. But he's like, yeah, let's go to the beach. And I'm a big beach person. I'm a Pisces. I love the water. And so I was like, sure, that sounds like a great idea at 2 o'clock in the morning. And so we, of course, went and got another case of beer and went to the beach. And we both kind of blacked out. And the next thing I do, I woke up and I was being held underwater and I was being raped.
Oh, wow.
So he raped me, held me underwater. And I learned from Oprah that if you fight back, more than likely that you will not survive. So I just kind of laid there and took it until he was done and we got out, and he played very much the Jekyll and Hyde. He was very caring, like, are you okay, what's going on? And when I would try to grab my keys because I was like, I'm gonna drive home now, he threw me on the ground. He kind of beat me up is like the best way to describe it. And so eventually I made it. Well, I again played dumb. I played like, all right, let's go, let's get home. And I eventually made it home. And I called a friend. I told her what had happened. And the crazy thing is I didn't want to go to the hospital. I went ahead and went to the hospital to get a rape kit done, and the hospital didn't have them. I didn't know that not every hospital carries rape kits.
Yeah, that's something that I just assumed they all did have.
Yeah. And
so what do you do when you go to a hospital and they don't have that?
They wanted me to go to another hospital.
That's like you're traumatized enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
And so what did you do?
I went home. I was embarrassed. I blamed myself. I shouldn't have put myself in that situation. And I was very, that really sent me on a downhill spiral. I didn't ever want anybody to ever look at me the way that he looked at me. And so I continued to drink. I ate a lot. I gained a lot of weight just because I didn't.
Coping mechanisms.
Yeah. I didn't want anybody to ever look at me the way he did. And so I kind of just kept partying. I partied a lot and drank a lot. And
anything to forget what happened.
Right. We cover up those feelings. Like I covered up those feelings with alcohol, and so I just didn't, I didn't care anymore.
Right. So you didn't. He never had to face any charges or anything like that. So if someone is watching right now who, God forbid, if they're in that same situation, what advice would you give them?
I wish I would have gone to the other hospital. I wish I would have had a rape kit done, because the thing that I look back on and think is, what if he did it to somebody else because he got away with it with me? That's the only thing I regret. It's hard, reach out to a friend. That's what I did. And she was very caring. She came over to my house and picked me up and took me. And she was willing to drive me to that other hospital. But I was just like, what? I just want to go home. I was just so embarrassed and ashamed. And I felt it was my fault, as most women do.
Yeah, that's what we hear. When you hear women share their stories of being raped, all of them, like 99.9% say it was my fault. Just like what you said, I shouldn't have been going with someone at 2 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? I mean, you can sit on someone's lap if you want to. That does not mean that's if they make that decision to do something like that, it doesn't matter what you did before.
Right.
And it's hard trying to explain that to young girls. And, how old were you when that happened?
See, that happened in 2005. So that was 10 years ago? 19 years ago? No, God, 14 years ago.
She doesn't teach math.
I don't
at
teach
the high
math.
school.
So I was like, I was 31.
So 30, we were talking about 31 actually earlier today, and it's even with someone being 31 and those feelings that you have. I can't even imagine how it is for someone who's in their teens.
Right. Oh, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, and I can't believe that every hospital doesn't have a rape kit.
Yeah, right. Me either. And the reason I like, a lot of people say you talk about it so flippant, you talk about it like it's no big deal, and it was a very big deal for a very long time in my life. I played the victim, you know, and I used that to make it okay that I drank and I became the person I was. And now I say it because I'm not the victim anymore. He didn't win. Right. I'm a better person. I don't want to say because of it, because nobody's ever a better person, but I'm a different person. I'm a better version of myself because of it.
When we get back, we're going to talk some more with Jenna, and then you get to hear about her journey, because it is quite a journey. And like I said before, I'm very excited to share this all with you guys. So we'll be right back with the Libra Lounge with Keisha.
The Libra Lounge with Keisha. The Libra Lounge with Keisha.
Welcome back to the Libra Lounge with Keisha. We have in the studio with us Jenna Tubbs, who is sharing her inspirational story with us tonight. So before we went to the break, you told us that you were raped, and then because of that rape, things started spiraling out of control. At what point did you say, I've got to do something? What was your rock bottom?
So my rock bottom happened to be the back of a truck. I had been drinking all day with a couple of my friends, and, you know, I had a tendency when I drank to get in my car and drive places because, you know, that's just what I did. And I was driving home from being out with some friends, and I ran into the back of a truck. And I realized that that wouldn't have been my first DWI. Right. And so some things happened, and I call them, at the time I didn't believe in God, but it was 100% God. You know, like we have these coincidences where I say God nudges, like that first DWI, like God was saying, hey Jenna, maybe you need to take a look at yourself, and I blew him off. And then it was like another DWI, hey girl, hello, I'm knocking on the door.
Bitch, do you see me giving you all these signs? What else? Yeah, because I think sometimes I'm like, okay, what else do I have to do? So you hit a truck.
And so I hit the back of a truck, and so it was like God saying, hello.
Yeah.
And so I finally had to take a look at myself and see that my drinking was out of control. And so with the help of a 12-step program and some amazing friends and family, I was able to get myself into recovery. And it's been a long journey, because I actually replaced the alcohol with ice cream. Ice cream is my favorite, and I would just eat and eat. And so instead of drinking, I ate ice cream and I love tacos, Mexican food.
Yes, I know.
And so I ended up gaining a lot of weight. I think at my heaviest I was 225 pounds. And
how tall are you?
5'6" and a quarter. Can't forget the quarter. It is important.
So it's clear to me that some of us do have addictive personalities, and you have one. Yep. I have one. Producer James has one, and they're all different.
Right.
Which one was harder, the food or the alcohol?
I think the food, because food is something that we live with every day. Yeah. Right. You have to have it, and it's a necessity of life. Whereas alcohol or drugs, you don't necessarily need those things. And so, plus, you know, alcohol can be illegal. Well, drinking and driving is illegal.
Right.
Drugs, illegal. Right. Food, you have to have it to survive. And so the biggest thing is food, because, you know, all the bad food is so readily available. Fast food is so easy. All the processed food is so easy. So I think that was the hardest, is trying to adjust to eating healthy.
Now, let me ask you, you know, you replaced alcohol with food, and you told us about your rock bottom with the alcohol. What was your rock bottom with the food?
So we have a photographer that comes out to football practice and takes our picture, puts it on Facebook, and she innocently put a picture of me on Facebook, and I was going through the pictures, and I was like, who's that? And somebody said, that's you. And it was just a picture that
you didn't recognize yourself.
I did not recognize myself at all. And so I was kind of like, all right, I need to do something about this. And I actually had done all the steps to have weight loss surgery. And not a lot of people knew that about me. Is I met with a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a nutritionist, the doctor, 3 months of meal, or you had to do a nutrition diet. I did all of it, everything down to I had my surgery date set, and they sent it off to the insurance, and they denied me. I didn't have bad enough comorbidities, like my sleep apnea wasn't bad enough. I wasn't pre-diabetic. I wasn't hypertensive. So my insurance denied me, and the doctor.
You've done everything.
Yeah,
oh.
and the doctor's office was like, "Oh, we can appeal. We always win the appeals." And I just, something inside of me said, "You know what? That's God's way of telling you not to do it."
Ooh, because it's not an easy way out, but it's quicker than dieting and then exercising. So you got denied, and then what was the next step to get you into what we see here today and the pictures that I've seen on Facebook in your fitness bikini outfit?
So I just decided I actually called one of my friends. She's a runner, and I said, "Hey, do you think I could run a half marathon in April?" And this was in January.
Whoa, okay, wait. Have you ever run a marathon before?
No. Half marathon.
Half marathon?
No.
Anything with marathon attached on
Nope.
to it. It could have been a block marathon. You're
I
not a runner.
drank a marathon.
Right. That one I might can.
Yeah, that one.
You decide I'm going to run a half marathon. You're the heaviest that you've ever been. You're not a runner. Do you speed walk?
No.
Did you jog?
No. I did nothing at the time. Nothing.
But in your head, you said, I'm going to do this by April of the same year. I would have been like, April, like 5 years from now. We need to start training right now. Okay. What did your friend say when you told her that?
Oh, she said, yeah, I think it's possible. I totally believe it's possible.
That's a good friend right
there. She is a good friend.
My friends would have been like, bitch, you know goddamn well ain't neither one of us about to run nothing. Okay.
Well, I was pretty athletic growing up. I played rugby. I was a diver. I was a cheerleader. Like, I was active growing up, but it was just that the food addiction got me to where I was. So I think she knew deep down that I could do it. And so she was the one that really encouraged me. And she actually ran the half marathon. I wouldn't say she ran it with me because I think she finished 2 hours before I did.
Damn, that would have been me. I'm like, don't make a scene, but I'm going to need y'all to go back here to get me. And y'all snatch one of the ribbons from somebody else and just let me take a picture so I can show my mama I had a medal and then just give it right on back. Okay. Yeah. You guys, y'all make a pact. Y'all are going to do this. So what was the first day of training like?
So, well, first she had to tell me where to buy a pair of shoes because you don't just go out. So that's the problem with a lot of people is people are like, oh, I got these new pair of Nikes. And I was like, oh, shin splint's waiting to happen. So I got a pair of running shoes.
Wait a minute, Nike? If y'all watching and y'all want to sponsor the Libra Lounge with Keisha, I didn't say that about Nike because I think all the Nike shoes are great and wonderful.
Oh, they're pretty.
They're real cute. I even have a pair that has my name on it. It says Princess Keisha.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have about 30 pairs. I just don't ever run in them.
Okay. So like a person like me, I don't know that there's a difference between any tennis shoes. So why don't you just school us real quick on what the difference is?
So, I go to On the Run. It's a running store in Clear Lake. They actually measure your feet.
You have a goddamn running store in Clear Lake?
Yes, On the Run.
That many people in Clear Lake are running?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Carry on.
So they measure your feet. They watch you walk, and you pretty much tell them how much you want to spend, and they'll go and pull out like 5 different pairs of shoes. And the thing is, though, they're not pretty. You just get them. They let you try them on. They let you go outside and run around, and you find a shoe that fits your feet. And so
all of that to run?
Yeah. Well, because you get like I had bought a pair, and thank God they have a 30-day exchange program. So I bought a pair, and I went out and ran in them, and I got shin splints. So I took them back, and they exchanged them and gave me a different pair of shoes, and I put them on the next day, and I was fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, so because your feet, you pronate, you supinate, you have flat feet, you have high arches. There's different, we all have different feet.
Right.
And so they fit them to fit your foot. And so I went and bought a pair.
So you got your shoes.
And then I was like, all right, I'm going to go.
I've done enough for like 2 months.
There's
my
training.
A lot of pressure right there, right? Okay, so you got your shoes, and so you're ready to go?
Well, so I was like, all right, I'm going to start. And I literally started out jogging for 30 seconds, walking for 30 seconds, jogging for 30 seconds, walking for 30 seconds for 20 minutes.
Jenna, I'm tired just from hearing you say, not the walking for 30 seconds, but it was that running for 30 seconds. I'm just like, oh my God. Okay. So most people, you know, they give themselves very high expectations, and that's when they fail. So you were very honest with yourself on what you could do. Okay. Take us from there to your first half marathon that your friend finished 2 hours before you.
So it just basically, it was a build, because people say that all the time. I can't run a half marathon. I go, do you think I started out the first day running 13 miles? No. And I explained to them the 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off for 20 minutes. And I did that every day for maybe 2 weeks. And then it was all right, 45 seconds on, 45 seconds off, 45 seconds on for 20 minutes. Then it was a minute, you know, and I eventually worked up to where I was running a mile. And then it was, okay, 2 miles. And then I was able to start, I think the half marathon program I did was a 12-week program. So then once I hit that 12 weeks before, I was off to the races, per se. And you don't run every day. It's like,
oh, thank God. Just in case I thought I might want to do. Woo, you got my attention when you say you don't have to run every day. I was pretty somber over here. I'm like, okay, but yeah, I like that. Not every day. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, long run Saturday. Now I'm training for a 15K right now, which is 9.3 miles.
Oh, Lord. You going to run it?
Yeah, I just did 8 miles on Friday for a training run.
That's really impressive.
So
I run my mouth 8 miles.
so like right now I run Tuesday, Thursday long runs on Saturdays. So this Saturday I'm supposed to do 7 miles.
She said that like it was nothing.
Like
nothing at all. Nothing at all. Okay.
So then I went and I did the half marathon. I was miserable though. I wasn't real good, but I finished.
Okay, that makes me feel better. You're miserable. I can relate. Okay.
Yes.
So you do your half marathon, but then something kind of switched. What happened?
Well, it was funny because, you know, I love Facebook and I love to put my selfies on there, and I would just show my running, and so like I would put pictures of myself, and after about, I don't know, maybe 3 months, somebody had said, hey, will you do a side-by-side because you've lost some weight? And, you know, we never see it in ourselves.
Right.
It's always somebody else that takes notice. And so I did a side-by-side, and I was like, ooh, I lost some weight.
So let me just ask you a quick question. You said that you were documenting on Facebook your running. You were posting pictures of you running. You do know that the people scrolling through, we talk about people like y'all. We like the pic and we say, way to go. And then we're like, that bitch is crazy.
I know.
why does she have to show off every day? We get it. You're running. No,
well,
I just do that.
You know, it's because other people held me accountable. And that was that was the thing is was important to me, is to see that other people were watching me.
Right.
Because when I first started, I didn't think anybody was watching. I just did it because I was like, this is what I did today. This has become my life.
Right.
When I stopped drinking, my social life went, you know, and so that's how I just documented that I was still alive, I think.
Right. I'm still here, still running and all that good stuff. Okay. So we go from you running to a fitness competition. What?
Where did that change?
Running wasn't good enough for you? You really got to show all of us up, and, you know, what happened?
So I did, between that first half marathon, I did the bridge series. Have you ever heard of that? Let me blow your mind.
What, a bridge?
3. Let me blow your mind right here.
All right.
Okay, so it's the bridge series. You run a 10K, which is 6.2 miles over the Kima Bridge.
Girl, no. Oh, no, that is dangerous in so many ways. Number one, you're running. The second one, the drivers in Kima.
They block off the road.
What? Oh, my. Okay.
So we did it 4 times. You went over the bridge 4 times. Yeah, so up and over, up and over, up and over, up and over. Yeah. 4 times.
So you mean like you would run over it and then they would get a golf cart, take you the other way, then you would run back? I'm having a hard time. The Kima Bridge.
There's a lot of people that run the Kima Bridge, yeah. I only did it once, and they were like, can't wait till next year. I was like,
fuck y'all.
Yeah, good luck. I did. I was like,
I'm done.
Bucket list.
Marked off the bucket list. Yes. Okay.
So the bridge series is 3 bridges. So we did the 10K over the Kima Bridge, 10K over the Galveston Causeway, and then a half marathon over the Fred Hartman Bridge. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so you got a medal each time, and then after you finish the half marathon, you got another big medal. I was about the bling. That's really why I started running. I'll be 100% honest. It was like, ooh, I get a shiny medal.
Okay.
The first half marathon, I got a tiara and a boa and a tutu when I crossed the finish line.
Why didn't you start the damn story off like that? That way I would have been interested the whole time.
Run Like a Diva. That's the one I did. And
Okay.
So I'm all about the tiaras too. Pink's my favorite color also.
Okay, you kind of look kind of mine too.
Yeah,
Right.
so I did that. So then I did the bridge series, and I had at that time I think I'd lost about 50 pounds, and so I really just wanted to stay. I don't.
You don't want to go back.
Yeah, I didn't want to go back, and because I had done that a couple of years before, where I'd lost some weight, and I stopped running because it was miserable. Because running sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw that I was losing weight, and I did the so in 2018 I did the Woodlands. Oh, let me tell you this funny story.
Mm-hmm.
So that
is it about running?
Yeah, but
okay.
So my friend that got me running, she's like, "Hey, let's sign up for this. Let's put our names in the hat for the Houston or for the Woodlands Marathon. The hospital I work for, they give free entries because they're like $100. It's $100 to run some of these marathons.
Wait a minute, you have to pay $100 for running and risking your own life to finish, and you.
Yeah, so she talked me and another friend in, hey, let's put our names in the hat to see if, and we'll all run this together. And so my friend Dana and I were like, okay, so we all three put our names in, and guess whose names got picked?
Yours.
Mine and Dana's, and not the girl that wanted to run. So we cussed her the whole way.
Hey, I would imagine, I know you really want this. Go ahead and
I know,
take it.
right?
This one time.
So I was running that one, and I had been working out at my gym, so I had kind of looked at myself in the mirror before that. So I mean, I'd been working out at my gym for about a year. One of my former students actually posted a picture of herself in a bikini. I was like, hey, I want your body without the bikini. Those were my exact words, without the bikini. So she got me hooked up at the gym that I go to,
which is
Dion Superfit.
Go ahead and give him a shout out.
Dion Bell. He's my coach.
Don't call me Dion. I'm not ready.
But when you do drop my name, I get $25 off.
Okay.
But so
definitely remember that.
So she had recommended him to me, and so I'd been going to the gym with him like twice a week, 3 times a week, just to tone up because I had some flab. And so when I was running that half marathon, cussing the whole way, like I never want to do this again. But I knew that if I didn't set a goal, then I was going to gain my weight back. And the girls at the gym had kind of been talking to me like, hey, you should do a show. And I'm like, not ever getting in a bikini. I'm not ever stepping on stage. Don't ever say never. I've learned to never say never.
Yeah.
And so I have they say, you have great legs.
I've seen your legs. They are.
Yeah. And they're like, you should do a show. So this whole time, I mean, I had 13.1 miles to bitch and moan and think about my next step. And I made the call actually that afternoon. I said, Dion, I want to meet tomorrow. He does free consults. And so I said, I want to sit and talk to you tomorrow. And I said, I think I want to do a show. And I think I had to pick him up off the ground.
Because you told him.
Because I told him I wanted to do a show. And he really wanted me to wait. So this was in March. And he's like, all right, let's train for October. And I'm like, nope, I want to do July. And that's kind of, he was like that. We needed to start last week. I'm like, then let's go.
How many days a week? Because we're going to show some before and after photos of you. And that wasn't a very long stretch of time. So how strict did you have to be?
So he was like, you have to work out 6 days a week. I need
oh
you
my God, no.
At least 5 or 6 days a week. Yeah. Yeah. And I was at the time, he only made me run.
I stopped breathing.
Yeah. He only made me run twice a week. For
he
2 miles.
Only?
Yeah. Oh, girl, you just wait till you hear what else he made me do.
He only made you run twice a week?
Yeah. So it was only twice a week for 2 miles. And then I was going to the gym for an hour a day, 5 or 6 days a week.
Okay. Were you getting a prize every time you went? Were they handing out more
girls?
Yes. Can I get something here? All right,
wish.
6 days a week. That is like very disciplined. I'm not disciplined at all. That's my problem.
Well, so I go on this retreat to New Braunfels every year, and at the time I had been really struggling with my God. I got sober and I found God all in the same day. I say I don't know which one saved my life, but I do them both. And I'd really been struggling. One of my really good friends had died, and I kind of lost a little bit of faith. And so I go to this retreat, and we had this meeting where we left what we called river trash. So you left something in the river that you just want to leave it there and come back. And I had said, I really want to build my relationship back with God. And when I run, I don't listen to music. People think I'm nuts for that. And I say, that's my time to pray and meditate and I talk to God. I talk about what we're going to do for the day and what I'm worried about. And so at the time I was only running twice a week. And I get to the gym on Monday and Dion's like, hey, I need to talk to you about your running. I made that face and he's like, I need you to run every day 3 miles. And if you don't come to the gym, you have to do 5 miles. And I was like,
and you were paying him to treat you like that.
And I was like, all right, God, I hear you. You know, I mean, that was exactly what I'd asked for, is a stronger relationship with God. And it just really strengthened my relationship with God, because that's when I talked to him. And so I was like, that was a God moment for me and him. And, you know, and that's when he looked at me and said, well, you know what, Jenna, we're going to inspire a lot of women. And that's what I had sat down. When I sat down with him on March 3rd, I said, I'm not stepping on the stage to win medals. Like, that's all going to be fun and great, but I want to glorify God and inspire women along the way. And he's like, let's do it.
Yeah, with a rock hard ass, she did that. You're going to see the pictures. I mean, because when I saw that, I was just like, first of all, I didn't know that we had that many muscles. I'm like, this bitch got like 5,000 muscles over here.
Well, everybody said, like, I never knew I had abs under there. Like,
you do.
I know, and everybody's like, you must do like 1 million ab workouts. And I'm like, no.
Wait, you don't?
No. He makes me run sprints. Dion Bell makes me run sprints.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
But I got abs.
And it does look like you work out on your abs a lot.
Yeah, and so that's what a lot of people, you know, that they have that misconception that you have to do a gazillion abs to get them. No, we all have them. We just have to, you know, and
get rid of the fat that's over.
Yeah, and he made me do abs, but not every day. But it was the sprints that really built my abs. It was crazy, the core. And so, yeah, the workouts weren't fun sometimes.
When you told your family and friends that you were going to do this fitness competition, what did they say? What was their reaction?
So I didn't tell anybody at first, and that was another thing that Dion had said, like, you know, this is going to be a lot for you to compete in July. You know, you're really going to have to buckle down. We're really going to have to work hard. And when you start telling your friends, you know, you have to do the work, because if you get to that point where you don't step on stage, now you have to explain why you're not stepping on stage.
Yeah.
And so they all thought I was nuts.
Well, you've done this big transformation. Now you're going to rock a bikini on stage in front of people and lots of cameras.
I know. I had to, like, I don't think I had to ask permission, but I went and asked my football coach, because I was like, look, I don't want to get up on that stage and embarrass. I didn't want to embarrass the hospital I work for. I didn't want to embarrass the high school I work at. And, you know,
because then I'll find out and then I'll talk about you on the show.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely didn't want that. But, you know, he was like, it's going to be awesome. Like, those kids are going to be so proud of you. And I never looked at it like that.
Right.
And that's when I was like, oh God, if I don't step on stage, then I have to explain it now I got to explain it to these kids. And so it was, you know, I left in May, because, you know, the summertime, I don't see those kids. And I'm like, I remember the first kid I saw, my DJ Warnell, I'll give him a shout out. I don't know if he'll listen to the show or not, but
he should be.
He should be.
Or his mom and them should be at least.
He's signing a national letter of intent tomorrow to UCLA.
Wow.
I know, right? But
nice.
He had walked in and he looked at me and he's like, and you know, kids don't ever want to say anything about your weight, because they don't want to say, like,
they've been trained not to.
Yeah. But he's like, Miss Tubbs, what have you been doing? And so I was kind of explaining it to him, and he's like, what do you eat? And my coworker's like, she doesn't eat pizza and popcorn in front of the TV. Like, she eats healthy, because that was a lot of people's concern. It was my mom's concern. It was everybody's concern that I was losing all this weight. Like, you're not eating. And I was like, let me show you the chicken and
you
ground
have
turkey.
to eat in order to work out like that.
Yeah, somebody told me very early on when I'd said I was doing a show, he goes, you will get to the point where you eat to fuel your body, not to taste. That was the best advice I'd ever gotten, because it was at the end, I couldn't eat any more turkey, ground turkey. I couldn't eat any more chicken. I couldn't eat, you know, but I knew I needed to fuel my body, because if not, I was going to pass out on that stage. Right. And so that kid.
Oh, Lord, producer James has something to say. He can only go. So go ahead, producer James.
So just to put it in.
What happens to men when you don't pay attention to them?
That's why I'm still single.
So, go ahead, producer James. Real actively listening.
Well, because I want to put it in perspective. How many years between the rape and the fitness competition are we talking here? So when you say you're going to do a fitness competition, how old were you?
Oh, 45.
So
'cause that was just this year.
right. So
that was all just this year.
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm saying. We're talking a 10-year, well, let's say a 15-year, I guess, or 14, 15-year
2005
progression.
Because it was the whole journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but the key is I wanted to make sure that people knew how old she was when she decided to go and get on stage in a competition.
At 45.
At 45. And that's my thing too, is I wanted to, because people always say I'm too old. It's too late. And I'm like, I'm 45. And the best compliment is people say, oh, you look like you're in your 30s. And I'm like, I love you.
Girl, I didn't look like that when I was in my 20s, when I was in my teens, or anything like that. So, all right. You've signed up for this fitness contest.
Mm-hmm.
I know usually you have to travel. Take us through that day. Because it wasn't a smooth day. I remember you kind of telling me that. A couple of things happened.
Oh, that was my last show.
Oh, your last show. Okay,
yeah, so
your
my
first show.
My first show was in Stafford, and actually there was a group of us, at Dion Superfit. He had shout out 9 of us that went and competed. 5 of us actually came home with 9 trophies, and so there was a group of us that went. There's 2 girls that Kim Potter. She's a Dixonian, is that what you call them?
That's what we claim. Dixonians, Wicked City Stonians,
yeah.
whatever you want.
And Ashley, so we all stayed together at a hotel down in Stafford with one of our, so Dion Bell and Jenny Rogers were our coaches, and so we all stayed together. But you have to go a day before because you have to do your height. So this is where the height, the 5, 6 and a quarter come in.
Because it does matter.
Because they put you into 2 divisions, and so that put me in the higher division, the higher height division. And so we had to do the height, then we had to check in, and then we had to do a spray tan.
Okay, wait, let me start, because I have to ask you about this.
So
did you go in there and say, make me as dark as possible but not black? Is that the color you got?
So this is what they didn't tell me is, hey, you need to even out your tan because my ass has not seen the light of day. Like, it is white.
Oh.
So they had to extra tan me because my ass was white. And so that's why I looked like I was black, because they had to spray tan me so much. And
you look mixed.
Yeah, well, it still looked horrible.
She was kind of that Rachel Dolezal.
Yeah.
I still looked horrible on stage, though. I look at pictures because they take pictures of everything. They take your back pose, your side pose, your front pose. I was like, oh, I wish somebody would have told me a month earlier.
About your booty.
I'd have gone to the tanning bed.
If you get nothing from this show at all, just know if you're getting ready to compete in a fitness contest, start tanning your ass a month and a half before.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so I got a layer that night, and then I had to wake up the next day, and I think I got 3 layers the next day because the tan was awful. It was awful, awful. Jamian did his best. I love him at World Tanning. He did his best. But then, so we competed in that competition. I got 4th and 5th place, which was huge. I mean, I didn't step on that stage to ever expect to win anything, and so it was nice to walk away with some hardware. And actually, I competed. The girl that was in the bikini that inspired me to step on stage, her and I got to compete. We got to take the stage together. It was a really cool thing. Not a lot of people understand that. I was like, this is when the student becomes the teacher.
Yeah.
She taught me you have to exfoliate, you have to get a Brazilian wax, you have to.
Oh, you're gonna have to come back for a whole nother show and talk about that.
Oh, yeah. So it was cool because she was there for all of us because it was a lot of our first show, and so she literally became our teacher, and that she taught us what we needed to do to get ready for the show. And she was like the cool, calm head that whole day. We were all like, oh,
right,
yeah. So yeah, you just kind of sit backstage, and it was a long day. I mean, we started at you gotta do hair and makeup, and you gotta get all that made, so we were there a long time, and we didn't leave until I think about 10. At that time we hadn't eaten, except for somebody brought us cupcakes, which was amazing, and then we were gonna go sit, let's plan to go to a nice restaurant and by 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, it's okay.
Whataburger.
Yeah.
So there's a picture of all of us at Whataburger, stuff on our face, and then I think we all went home and threw up after that.
Your body wasn't used to it. Are you going to continue to compete?
Yeah. So 2 weeks later, well, we had gotten it, so we all went home and ate basically like shit the rest of the weekend, and we got a phone call from our coach that a guy saw our pictures on Instagram, and he invited us. Hey, I want you to come out and I want you to bring your girls to the show, and it was in 2 weeks, and so I was like, I'm already like,
you're ready.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Like, let's go. And so we went out and did his show. It's called Make a Vet Sweat, and all the proceeds go to veterans and who suffer from post-traumatic PTSD. So he's invited us back to a show in April. So August. I definitely want to do his show again in August, because it was just a great. It's a great foundation that he works for. So we did that, and then so the show you were talking about was
with the purple bikini.
With that I had the problem with is, so they were going to do this transformation competition.
Right.
That's the one that that's what I wanted to compete in. I wanted to show people that you can go from 225 pounds to this. And so they're like, oh, this competition in Galveston, it's in October. And so I signed up for it. I didn't want to prep during football season because it's hard. You know, you're depleting your body. At like 2 days before the show, I could only drink 16 ounces of water. Like literally just a bottle of water. That's all I could have the whole day. Damn. So it's really hard. And but I really wanted this transformation. You know, I'd lost 90 pounds. I wanted to show women that you can do it. And so I went ahead and signed up for the figure competition, which is the other competition too. And so I go down there, and I'm the only one from my gym competing. So I'm down by myself, sitting in my hotel room, and all of a sudden I look down and I have a PayPal refund, and it was from this competition. And I was like, what is this about? And they were like, oh, we canceled the transformation competition.
Wow.
And that's when I lost it, like, because that's what I had been training for. That's what I wanted to do, and I wanted to leave. I called my coach crying. I want to leave. I don't want to be here. And he let me cry. And then he's like, all right, I'll see you in the morning. I hate him sometimes.
I bet you do. I hate him, and I've never even met him. So you go ahead and compete. And what since they took away that one division, what division did you compete in?
So I competed in the figure division. Okay. And I did like open, novice, and masters. And so I finished second in one of them. I don't remember.
That's pretty good.
No, yeah.
That's damn good.
Yeah. So it was, yeah. I mean, it was, I had some friends that had come down, and actually there was a girl that used to work out at my gym. She had moved away, but she came back to compete. And I had talked to her when I found out my competition had been canceled, and I said, I just want to go home. And she said, you can't. Right. I've shown all of my friends your before and after picture, because all of them say, I can't have a body like yours. I can't do that. And she said, I show them your pictures because you transform from that to that. She goes, I don't even think they're coming to see me. They're coming to see you. Right. And that's exactly what I needed to hear. And that's, you know, that's when I was like, all right, I'm here. Might as well let's do this shit. Yeah, let's do this shit.
If you can give any advice for anyone who's looking to make a lifestyle change or overcome something traumatic, what advice would you give them?
Just do it. Like Nike says, just do it.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I don't say I never anymore, because I said I would never online date. I would never take the stage. I'll never lose weight. It's just that it just starts with one step. They always say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Yeah. You know?
But we would never eat an elephant. No. I do not need Peter leaving me no messages, nothing like that. It was just
a metaphor.
Yes. A metaphor. Yes. Now, producer James would eat an elephant. Tell the truth.
How do you know I haven't?
Yeah. Okay, so just do it.
I mean, it starts with one step. Actually, that's my next tattoo I'm gonna get. It all begins with one step. Yeah. Because that's what it was. It was one step, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. You know, one weight, just one decision, one coach that really believed in me. You know, that's the thing is, and my friends believed in me. You know, I'd gotten to a point, you know, again, I'm a big Facebook person. It was a month before my last competition. I wanted to quit. Right. And I put it on Facebook. I was like, look, I need y'all's motivation. Send me a meme, send me a joke, send me something. And somebody said, okay, I'm comment number 420. If you can't find inspiration in this shit, then you're dead. You know, I ended up having like 500 comments on that Facebook page, and that's when I realized that, oh shit, I am inspiring people. Right. And they, you know, a lot of them said, what would you tell your kid? What would you tell your high school kid that wanted to quit? Like, that's when I was like, oh, I have a lot of little eyes on me. You know, I can admit my faults to my friends and family, but to admit that to my students who I try to preach, never quit. And again, it was DJ that he could see it, and he would come and check in on me. And it's cool to see these kids that just, they care. I don't ever think I make an impact on their lives, but that's when when I realized that I do. And I was like, I couldn't let them down.
Right.
And so that was now they're all like, you know, it was funny because they'd be like, Miss Tubbs, what are you eating today? And I'm like, it's still ground turkey, you know, like, but even now, like when I go and work out, because I work out now at the high school with Marvin Welch. I'll give a shout out to Marvin Welch.
All these people that she keeps giving shout outs, so y'all need to give me some kind of, something.
Inspiration.
Yes. Or a discount. I don't know. Something like that. And so you're working out at the high school now?
Yeah, and like the kids will be like, Miss Tubbs, what are you working today? And I'm like, and I'll pull out my workout, and they're like, yeah.
So, this is what I do.
Yeah, like, so I'm trying to bulk. I'm like, my next show I'm thinking is going to be in July. So I'm trying to get bigger. So,
well, you have quite a story, and I'm so glad that you took time out of your schedule to speak to the Libra Launch audience. And do you want them to follow you on social media or anything like that? Because she's going to come back, because we got to talk about the online dating on another show.
Yeah. They can follow me on Instagram. I don't know what my Instagram name is. Tubbs Jenna, I think.
Tubbs Jenna. We will make sure when we post a video to give the for sure right one to her Instagram page. When we come back, I'm going to tell you all about our new segment, so stay tuned.
The Libra Lounge with Keisha. The Libra Lounge with Keisha.
Alrighty, so since we started the Libra Lounge with Keisha, we've always had Bitch Please, and every now and then we'll throw in another segment. But because of the Facebook and Instagram following we have, a lot of you guys like my dog, Sushi. And we have shared lots of videos of him. A lot of them have been of him having fights or arguments with producer James or with my daughter, Skylar. The last video that you're going to see here in a second took place on Thanksgiving night. I'm in my bed and half damn in a food coma, and then I've got my dogs and my kid acting stupid. But you guys seem to think that shit is funny. Because of that, we're adding a new segment, and it is called Cute Shit That Our Pets Do. Is that right? Because y'all just named it. Is that right? Okay. Cute Shit That Our Pets Do. You're also going to see a picture of Sushi cock blocking, like literally cock blocking producer James. He's sitting on his dick, okay? He doesn't want that dick anywhere near mommy. He doesn't want the dick to look at me. He doesn't want the dick to smell me. When he sleeps in a bed with us, what does he do, producer James?
He puts his entire body right next to me and inches me out of the bed.
Every single night. For 10 whole years. And that's after he bites him when he's getting into the bed. More of the story is the damn dog doesn't want me dating a white man. I think that's what it is. Sushi's like Drake. He's half white, half black. That's our mixed race child, but he more so identifies with the black side. And producer James just doesn't get it at all. So we want you guys to send us videos or post about the things that your pet does. Like I think someone had a German Shepherd chase a bird into a tree, and they had to call the fire department to get his ass out of the tree. That's the kind of shit that happens at my house all the time. So please, 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 you can DM us on Instagram or on Facebook, or you can send us an email with your story to libralaunchradio@gmail.com. Producer James, anything else you want to say?
Nope.
One more thing. Oreo special treats. Please go right now to Facebook and like their pages. I think I told you guys about them a few weeks ago. Sushi, my 10-year-old toy poodle. You guys love him because he's petty, just like me. I didn't know that he was having any kind of pain, but we saw some of these treats for, anti-inflammatory. Did I actually say all of that right on the first try?
You did.
I'm really starting to act white, aren't I?
You're starting to be a professional broadcaster.
Oh, whatever. Anywho, so I got these trees, and let me tell you, within 3 days, everyone in the house noticed a difference in Sushi. He was running up and down the stairs. He really was attacking producer James's ass. Then he's like, I got pep in my step. You really got bit then, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he did. And he was running outside playing. I never knew that he was in any pain or discomfort until we saw the difference in him after trying these snacks. Every night, 9 o'clock on the dot, he's taking me to the kitchen so he can get his treats and his broth, which I mix in with his dog food. It really, really, really has changed. I feel so bad. I mean, I actually teared up because I didn't know that he was in pain, and it's made a huge difference. I'm so forever thankful for Oreo Special Treats. Please, please, please go to their Facebook page, like it. If you have any questions, you can email Christina Waltman, that's WOLTMAN @gmail.com, or she's brave. She put her whole damn phone number on Facebook. Okay, so anywho, you can call her at 832-455-1388. They just made a delivery to me today with Sushi's new batch of treats and broth. Anything you want to say? Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Remember, if you want to take a white man with a job to your family Christmas dinner, $29.99. Don't get upset. I'm going to share the money with you.
I'm just wondering, are we going to do the dog thing?
Oh, what was the dog thing?
Did you show
We
the
had
video?
picture and video. We had all this stuff.
Oh, well, go ahead and do it, Producer James.
Okay.
You're supposed to keep me on track. I'm merely the talent.
I know.
Okay, go ahead.
So let's do this. Let's try and do it professional.
Oh.
Go ahead and say, and now it's time for...
And now it's time for...
Cute shit.
Cute shit that our pets do. 1, 2, 3. Why are you doing finger gang signs? What?
No, I'm trying to give you a count to pause.
He was...
Oh, my God. You're the
Play the
worst.
goddamn video.
Barf. Say woof again. Say woof again.
Oh, there it is. Just look at this.
So you can
Foolishness.
narrate this.
Okay, so this is Thanksgiving evening. This trick, obviously, all her friends are out of town. She's bored in my room doing, what is that, Rhythm Nation Janet Jackson dance moves?
I don't know
So
what it
you
is.
got Sushi who's pissed off because Marvel's in the bed, but then he hates Skylar, so you see him kind of going back and forth, back and forth. I keep trying to tell them that black on black violence, it's not the way to be, especially when it's light skinned. This is how light skinned black folks fight. Now you see Marvel, he's goofy, and then there's a crash. Guess who the crash was on? It's on me. So that's the kind of shit that they do in my house. Now, we want to know what's special about your dogs, your cats, hamsters. Don't send me no shit with no rats. Speaking of rats, look at my baby. And he's a star. Send us whatever, the video. You can send us a picture, tell us your story. Or if you want to come in and sit in on the segment, bring your dog, cat. Do not bring rats, possums, nothing that looks like a rat to my studio. Just send us an email to LibraLunchRadio@gmail.com. Happy holidays, and we will see you guys in the new year. Bye.
It's the Libra Lounge. The Libra Lounge. Ooh.